Hi, and welcome back to the Chase and Parch Golf Podcast, which is in collaboration with Bunker Brigade Golf Apparel. Bunker Brigade is a golf clothing company founded in Lanarkshire, Scotland. And if you go to their website for all the latest designs, please do. I am joined now by recently retired LET pro Helen Tamy Kreuzer. Helen, first of all, how are you after this big decision, and how's life back in Germany?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on the podcast. Doing well so far. Obviously, it's only been a few days since my last tournament, and yeah, exciting new things coming up.
So, I think we'll dive straight into it. So, what was the decision making, to end your pro career after 4 years on tour? So in that time, you played over 65 starts on the Ladies European Tour and the Ladies European Tour Access Series as well. 25 no, sorry, 11 top 25s. I made you sound like I made you sound incredible there, to be honest. Sorry.
Thanks for that.
No, so 11 top 25 finishes over that time on both tours. What was the decision making?
Yeah, to be honest, it kind of came for like a little bit of a longer period. I've obviously really, really enjoyed competing and playing on the LET, but at the same time, the results weren't really where I wanted them to be. And I feel like it's always tough when you don't know how to get out of like those little slumps that you have as a golfer. Um, and I felt like I was playing better than I was the years before, but my scores weren't. And yeah, it just got to a point where obviously getting beat every week is not that fun. You don't make any money. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not reaching your goals. And I think I always felt like I didn't need to play golf because I don't have anything else to do. I always wanted to do it because I enjoy it and because I was good at it, and because I loved being on tour. And yeah, so I think one thing just kind of led to another, and yeah, decided that this was going to be my last tournament at La Sella last week.
Yeah, and it was a kind of, quiet retiring moment for yourself at Lacella as well. Like, I'm not sure. Like, obviously, some people would have known, some people won't have known. But like there wasn't a big, huge, like, oh look, Helen's retiring kind of thing, and yeah, you kind of kept it quiet, but you kind of glad you made the decision that you have.
Yeah, no, I am. And I mean, my best friends on tour, they all knew. I had my best friend from home on the bag. We had an amazing week. It was really, really nice to finish with such an enjoyable week. Obviously, let's say as one of the best tournaments of the year as well. So always exciting to come back there and compete there. So yeah, it was all good. I didn't really want to make a big fuss out of it.
No, that's fair. And so once you played your final hole, did you kind of have any sort of celebratory drinks to say, look, this is over, like let's have fun?
Not really, to be honest, because the I played quite well that Thursday, and then on Friday I really wasn't playing well in the front nine, and I missed the cut, which after Thursday was yeah, not really well. It's always not expected, but like was still on good track to like keep playing on the weekend. And then one of my best friends missed the cut by one, and not only by one shot, but by one player as well. So it was kind of the mood was not that great after the round, but no, I had a nice weekend there, and yeah, I was happy that all the people that meant a lot to me on tour were there with me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So what's the future kind of hold for you at the minute? I believe you're saying off air that you are looking to potentially go into the coaching route. Is that correct?
Yeah, as of right now, that's the plan. I have yeah, my first exam coming up next week. So I'm looking into PGA training. I've always coached a lot of like junior programs at my home courses, and I do have like a coaching license on like a minor level already. And I've started to really, really enjoy it, and the kids seem to like it as well. And it's something I started looking into that I think I'd be really happy to be doing in the future.
So we'll kind of take it back to the start for yourself. So you're from a small town in Germany, Bensheim, is that right?
Yeah, good
Um,
pronunciation there.
Sorry, what was that?
You had a very good pronunciation there. German's your language.
Uh, I mean, I wouldn't quite go that far. Wait till you see further pronunciations, just go downhill. But um, I've got the is it is it currently Frankfurt you're kind of residing in? Like,
I still live in Bensheim, but I play for the
oh,
golf course in Frankfurt and for their team there. It's not too far. It's like half an hour away.
no, okay. So obviously Frankfurt, the major city.
Yeah.
What's it like at your home golf club in Frankfurt just now?
It's unbelievable. The golf course is unreal. It's probably one of the best courses we have. We have a men's and a women's team that both compete in our first league, Bundesliga. It's kind of like what we have in soccer as well. And it's always fun. You go out there, there's always good players to play with. The course is in the middle of the forest, all tree lined, next to the soccer stadium. So no, really, really nice. I love coming there.
Well, what's was next to the Eintracht Frankfurt Stadium?
Yeah, exactly. We go to the games a lot. Just park at the golf course, play 9 holes, and then go in the stadium. It's really nice. Perfect,
Oh, that's quite
perfect.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, that's quite cool because it's quite a big stadium, isn't it? It's like 50 plus thousand, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's cool. So you went to Lynn University in Boca Raton in Florida,
yeah.
where in that time in Division Two, you become one of the most successful players in the program's history at Lynn University. First of all, was it always the intention to go over to the States for scholarship?
Yeah, I think once I started getting better at golf and it was in reach to get a scholarship somewhere, that's something that I've wanted to do. I've been to the States before I went to college, and that's really where I started playing golf. Because in Germany you need like a little, it's kind of like a license to be able to go out on the golf course. Like you need to get your handicap before you can go play. And in the States, you can just go play. So when we were there on vacation, my brother and I were quite little, and we could just go to the actual golf course, which was like unbelievable. So then we came back and we joined a club and started playing golf. And then it's kind of always been in the back of my head, I would say.
Yeah, and then so in that time at Lynn University, you had a brilliant time. Very what's the word I'm trying to say? A very successful time, sorry. Were you so in that time you managed to win the NCAA Division Two championship. You also won the Sunshine. Sorry, I've got it written down.
Sunshine State
Yeah,
Conference.
yeah, that's the one. I can't read my writing, to be honest. That's why I'm struggling. Yeah, you won the Sunshine State Championship as well during that time. You also participated twice for the European Ladies Amateur Team Championships for Germany. You finished runner-up in 2020 and as a team. So you, Lexi Forsterling, Aline Krauter, and Paula Schultz Hansen, you finished runner-up there. So taking it back to Uppsala in Sweden for 2020, well, obviously to get selected for the national team, it must have been, a proud moment for yourself being a German player.
Yeah, it's a big honor. I mean, every time you tee it up in with, I don't know, your national colors on the back, it's just an unbelievable feeling. And that tournament happened right during COVID. I think that must have been 2020 in like September, maybe. So we actually were kind of forced to take a massive road trip up to Sweden because they wouldn't let us go on planes due to COVID. So we drove, I don't know how many hours up to Uppsala. We stopped a few times on the way and we were in like a van and stuff. So it was, yeah, a nice team bonding experience even going there, I guess. Um, yeah, and then obviously unbelievable getting a medal there. I think just really a testament to how good that team was at the time. And obviously the other three are doing amazing at golf still as well. So yeah, it was great fun.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what that van trip up to Uppsala, like who was on the music and stuff like that. Was it Lexi or was it Aline or was it?
I feel like Lexi was in the back, kind of hanging out back there. I know Aline. I think our coach also had like another car because we went in like a car and a van because we had so much stuff and we were so many people. And then with COVID, I think you couldn't be like too many people in one car either.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Aline was driving a lot too, to be honest.
Okay, so were you in
Is it
charge of the music?
Yeah, I don't remember riding in the front a lot, so maybe it was me. I don't. It's been a while, honestly, but it was fun. I mean, we stopped for a couple practice rounds, like in different golf courses on the way. We had a stop in Hamburg for like a couple days, played a nice golf course there. So I think we probably must have left a few days before we got there to Sweden.
So to play, so to play the champions Sweden in the final with a team of wow, Maya Stark, Lynn
Yeah.
Grant, Ingrid Lindblad, Beatrice Wallen. I mean, doesn't get much tougher than that. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think looking back, the format that we played during COVID was we played one foursome and then two singles in match play. So there was only 3 points up for grabs, which is really not a lot compared to, I think usually you play like six players and then you do foursomes in the morning and singles in the afternoon. And due to COVID, it was all a little bit shortened. And yeah, looking back at the team that Sweden had that week, I think it's no shame to take second place in that tournament. But obviously, at the moment, it was, or in the moment, it was, yeah, it was a good competition. I think the most of the matches went quite far, and it was quite tight. So now, obviously, unbelievable playing against so many good players there.
Yeah, because I think in that final it was you and Lexi against Maya and was it Beatrice Wallen as
I
well?
think it was Beatrice. Yeah.
And then the other two singles were obviously she would have been the world number one amateur or
Well, I think Carla played Lynn, and then Ingrid played against Aline, I think.
yeah. I mean a tough ask, but to finish second is a great achievement for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. We were very proud of that.
And just looking at some of the other teams that were in there as well. So, like the Italian team is very strong. Ali Finale, Anna Zanuso, Benedetta, Maresco, and Alessia Nobilia are all very good players on tour. The Czechia, there's very strong teams in there.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a testament really to how good amateur golf is. And I mean, we had the European Ladies Championship this year at my home course in Frankfurt, and it was unbelievable to watch those girls play, to think that they're not pros yet and still playing on such high level. And I think that goes like for all the amateur teams that are on a national level.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe Pauline Roussan was there as well.
Yeah,
Like
Pauline was there. Yeah.
so, there's another one like top player.
Yeah, Lucy Mashiro was there too. She's won on the LET before. So I think she won on LET like a year later or something. So
And then at Royal County Down in 2021, Northern Ireland. Again, you managed to get selected. So it was sorry, there's me coughing. So it was yourself, Lexi Forsterling, Aline Krauter, Mack, who I've had on the show before, hits at about 500 miles. Sophie Witt and Kiara Horder. So what was that experience like in Northern Ireland as well?
Northern Ireland was still quite impacted by COVID. I remember we did have to take tests throughout the week, and it was always like, hopefully no one tests positive so that we don't have to go home. Like leading up to the tournament, there was kind of the underlying fear of like someone getting sick, I think. But obviously Royal County Down, unreal golf course. We've played the Women's Amateur Championship there in 2019. So a few of us had been there before. But yeah, true test of links golf, something we really don't play much or never in Germany. So that was a big challenge for us. I think overall, definitely not the result that we wanted there. But whenever you come to a links course, I think those teams that come from the island do have a little bit of an advantage just because they've played it a little more. So obviously, it's still a good learning experience and great week with the team there.
Yeah, I mean, what was it like to play with Polly Mack? Obviously, obviously, like I was joking there. She hits at about 500 miles, but no, she obviously to play with someone that hits it that far must be good.
Yeah, obviously, nice to play off her tee shots. Um, I think back then already she had like that 3-iron in the bag, which in links golf is like absolute joke. But yeah, Polly and I have been good friends for a few years. We've played on a bunch of different teams together for the national team, and no, it was really fun playing with her for sure. She brings good energy to the golf course.
So after your successful time at Lynn University, you made the decision to turn pro. Was that always the case for you?
Um, no, never, not really. When I went to college, I really wasn't that good of a player. And then even my first 2 years in college, like I was doing fine, but it had nothing to do with like potentially turning pro. And then we got a new coach our junior year, and he really turned things around for me and the entire team, Madeline. And then when COVID hit, I was able to get another year of eligibility. So I actually ended up playing for 4.5 years or almost 5 years instead of four. And that last year was when I also won a national championship and stuff. And I think that really showed me that I was able to take my game to the next level. And it's been pretty much only because of the input that I had from my coach there. And we were working a lot together. And then I decided, okay, now I think I'm ready. I can try to go to Q school.
So you go to Q school and you earn your Ladies European Tour card. So to be on the LET for the 22 season, was there any nerves at your first event in Joburg? You finished 35th that week, but
Yeah, my first event was in Kenya.
oh, there you go. There's the mistake already. Sorry, I do apologise. So to tee it up in Kenya, sorry, with all the you know all the animals on the course, the picturesque setting, can't ask for a better start, can you?
Yeah, but you also have to see that that is the hardest golf course we play all year. And coming from like American golf, which is just a little different from like what you need to do in other parts of the world. When I flew to Kenya and then that ride from the airport to the golf course was like, I mean, I've never seen anything like that. It was a complete culture shock because I'd never been to Africa before. And when we played there, it was so windy. I think I had the last tee time on the first day. It was blowing like crazy. The golf course was extremely firm. It's quite hilly there too, like slopey. Greens were fast. Bermuda, I think it's Bermuda there too. And it was just playing so hard that I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. But then I had a very good second round and I ended up making the cut, which fair enough on that golf course was quite high that year because it was just almost unplayable, so tough. And I think then just making the cut in my first event was like unbelievable because you have no expectations going into the week, and then earning your first money is like like a bonus, because you go there and you're like, okay, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how I fit in. Where do I get my yardage book? Where's the first tee? How do things work around here? And you figure it out as you go. And then just, yeah, being able to play every round there was great.
Yeah, so like in terms of the culture shock, I mean, Kenya in general, like it's no longer on the schedule, is it? I think I think the start of this year it was the Moroccan event.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
do you think it's a golf course or a place that pros love to go to, or is it kind of like in the middle where you like either love it or hate it, kind of?
I think it depends on the player. I think what's really convenient is that they took great care of us at the resort. We all stayed on the golf course. We all like, I mean, I don't think there was players that didn't stay on the golf course, to be honest. So there was little villas where you could have like a single or double room, and then there'd be like other people in your house. Like there'd be like 4 bedrooms, and then you just have your own room, and the living area and stuff is shared. And then there's one restaurant that's basically by the clubhouse where everyone was eating, and it's like so unique to the LET that players come together to have dinner together, and that everyone's kind of like part of the community, and it's not so much a thing of where everyone does their own thing the whole week. On the other hand, it's obviously super far away for most people, and then the just alone the drive from the airport to the hotel is long and stuff. So I'm pretty sure there are people who maybe decide to start their season a little bit later. But I liked it. It was exciting. It was something I've never seen before. As you said, the animal, there's like zebras. We couldn't tee off on 18 because there were zebras in the fairway. Like, wherever do you see that? Never. Yeah, that was great.
And then you see giraffes as well in the background. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's crazy. And I imagine it was like the heat as well must have been unbearable at times as well, because I imagine I imagine there was no real protection from the sun.
No, nothing. And I think it was one of those situations where whenever you went into the physio room, all that was treated was basically sunburn. Because even like our hands, like taking off the glove, putting on the glove, obviously, like even if you put sunscreen, it will like go away over time because you just take on and off your golf glove, and even like the back of your hands would get burned. Like it was, yeah, it was crazy. It was so hot and so windy at the same time.
I was I was gonna joke there, coming from Florida to Kenya, surely you're used to the sun by now, but
That is a different kind of sun, I can tell you that.
nah, fair enough. So in your first season, how would you kind of describe your performances? Because you had some of your best career performances in 2022. Um, like like the best one. So 11th at the KPMG Irish Women's Open, 15th at the Big Green Egg Open, 20th at the Jabra, which is obviously at Evian. Um, quite a few of your best finishes in that year. How would you describe your overall?
No, I mean, it was great. I had a great rookie year. I think it's kind of makes it easy to just come into a season with like zero expectations. You don't know what people are going to shoot. You don't know where the cut line's going to be. You don't know the golf courses, which sometimes they can be a disadvantage, but you can use it to your favor as well, right? And I think from college, like I had a lot of confidence leaving college golf because I was basically in contention almost every week there. Um, and yeah, no, I loved it. It was great, especially in Ireland. Shooting 65 on Sunday with like so many people watching was just something I'll never forget. Um, yeah, it was a good year, 2022.
And also that included the late call up to the Aramco Team Series in Jeddah as well, where you finished third in the team event and 28th individually. Um, I believe it was like a very, very, very early, was it 5 a.m. call up, is that right?
Yeah, I was first reserve for the tournament in Jeddah. And it's always first reserve. You're like, okay, do I fly there? Do I not fly there? Am I going to get in? Am I not going to get in? And I decided to go and played my practice rounds. And I think I played 18 holes twice because I was like, well, if I don't get to play in the tournament, I may as well play as many holes as I can now. And it was one of those situations where wherever I was sitting, people would walk by, like players, and they'd be like, "Oh, did you get in yet? Did you get in yet?" And I'm like, "No, no, no." And it was just, it's like the longer the week went on, the more like impatient you get because you obviously don't know if you're gonna play. And then the other thing for me was everyone was on site, so you knew, like I knew that the only way for me playing would be if someone gets sick or injured, which is not something that you wish upon someone else that's like playing the same tournament as you, right? So then I think on the tournament started on Thursday, and Wednesday night, I got a text that maybe there might be a spot opening up in the morning. And then 5 a.m., I got a text from the LET saying I'm in the field for like a 7:30 tee time or something. But I was like kind of prepared that could happen. So I had my alarm set and I went to the golf course and warmed up and got into the field. And it turned out to be a great week, had great teammates, and obviously made it worth all the travel and all the preparation to be able to play.
Yeah, because you were in a team with Virginia Elena Carta and Lina Boqvist,
Yeah.
I think it was, and that was still the time where the amateurs were involved as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was it like? What Sorry, what was it like? What was it like? Obviously having the amateur in the team as well. Was that something you enjoyed, or?
I think it really depends on who you get. I mean, in Jeddah, we had a great amateur. I think she was 16, a girl from Saudi that's, really into golf, great player. I don't know. I think maybe she was like a 10 handicap at the time. Not quite sure. And she was awesome. We had a great time with her. She was like really sweet, really just fit in with us, and now we're able to chat to her quite a lot too. I think the only time it gets difficult if you have amateurs that don't care as much or that get really stressed out by playing in front of people. But she was great. We had a good, nice 2 days with her.
Yeah, yes. So then going into 2023 onwards, how in your own words, well, especially like 2023 and 2024, how would you describe in your own words like them 2 years on tour?
Definitely a different experience from my first year. I missed out on like a pretty good category by like two people or something in 2022. So that changes a lot, right? You start not getting into tournaments that you think you could have gotten into, and all that stuff. So that was quite a close call at the end of 22. And also in Saudi, the tournament we just spoke about, I think I finished 28th, but I finished with like a double or a triple in the last hole. So that was basically my status for the year gone within a hole. Um, but then 23, I fought back nicely. I played a little bit on the Sunshine Tour before I started playing on the LET. And then I made the cut. I think I made the cut at the SA Open in Cape Town. I Monday qualified for the tournament and then made the cut, which then got me enough points to get re-ranked and to play the rest of the year on tour. So that was also kind of nice to be feeling that I fought my way back on tour and that I kind of earned my playing rights for the rest of the summer. So, and then 2024, I played on a Sunshine Tour as well. Got my first professional win there, which was awesome, and really motivating for the rest of the year for sure.
And so just going on to that Sunshine Ladies Tour win. So the 2024 Fidelity ADT Championship, where you defeated Tina Mazzarino in a playoff. So obviously to get your maiden pro title, I take it that was probably the proudest moment of your career.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what tour you win on, like getting a professional win is something a lot of pro golfers never experience. So for me to be able to do that was definitely like very, very, very high up on the list. I think the one thing that really comes close is winning a national championship in college because it's kind of the same thing. You only have like a few years to accomplish it. It's that one tournament a year where you really want to do well. But yeah, in South Africa, it was amazing. I was traveling for almost 3 months with one of my best friends from here, who's also a pro. So we played on the Sunshine Tour together and just traveled around South Africa. And then obviously she was there as well when I won, and to do it in a playoff, even more exciting. So no, definitely great memories from there.
Yeah, and like in terms of, when you're lifting the trophy, etc., like no better feeling.
Yeah, no, for sure. Unbelievable. So happy and yeah, proud.
And were you bombarded with like lots of support messages and that after you got your win?
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Yeah. A lot of people were following. I think the Sunshine Tour also does a great job of like doing social media coverage and live scoring and all that stuff. For considering it's like a little bit of a smaller tour and they really don't have that many people working there, but I think there was local TV there and like video coverage. So no, it was very nice. Yeah. A lot of people reached out.
And in 2024 as well on the Letters, you managed to get a few decent finishes. Seventh at the Ladies Open in Denmark, and second at the PGA Championship in Gothenburg as well in Sweden. Um, even on the Letas, like the talent level is very, very high. So, to finish second in Gothenburg, I imagine that was a very good experience for yourself.
Yeah, that was the most rain I have ever seen on a golf course, those 3 days. It was pouring for like 3 days straight. We had like rain delays and the course was unplayable at times. So it was a very like up and down week, but on the golf course for me, it was very steady. Obviously, as you mentioned, I think the LET Access tournaments, they have like at the top, the level is very high. They have a lot of very, very good amateurs as well that come and play in those events. So yeah, I think I was leading going into the final round and fought till the last hole. I think I lost by a shot or two, and I remember to Natasha, who played great that week. But obviously a finish like that is just very motivating to go to the next tournament, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then going back onto the LET, still having status on the LET tour. This year, obviously, you had the 22nd in New South Wales, which is a very good event. That was the one at Wollongong, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, last year, like I went back to Q school to get my card, and I already said if I don't make it through Q school, I'm gonna stop playing. And then at Q school, I had a really good week, was playing well, was preparing well, and managed, I think I finished like 33rd or something to get back my playing privileges. But then with Australia, it was kind of the same thing because we have so many limited field events at the beginning of the season that I wasn't sure if I was going to get in. And I started the season on the Sunshine Tour. I was in South Africa and I just kind of kept moving up the reserve spots for Australia. And then it was like debating, okay, should I go? Should I not go? Am I going to go in? And obviously Australia is far away to just go like for a guess of playing a tournament. But my coach really encouraged me to go. And she said, I think you're going to get in. You're going to need the points if you do get a start. So I ended up flying from Joburg to Sydney. Then the first event gets canceled because of the cyclone in Brisbane. So I wasn't even on site. Like we didn't even get to play there. And then a second event at Coffs Harbour, I wasn't in the field either. I was supposed to play Monday qualifying. The Monday qualifying got canceled because there was so much rain that all the golf courses in the area were unplayable. And then because the qualifying got canceled, one spot opened up and I was first reserve. So I got in even though I didn't have to play in the qualifying, which worked out for me, obviously not so good for everyone else who wanted to qualify. And then I made the cut there, which is always like the first cut you make in a season is kind of, if you don't have full status, that kind of tells you that you're going to be able to play in the summer, right? Because you're going to get re-ranked. And then coming into Wollongong, it was just a great week from start to finish. People were extremely welcoming there. I had very nice hosts that we were able to stay with. I had very nice caddies too. They had a bunch of local caddies that were volunteering to caddy for us players. And it was just ocean view and like a lot of holes. Very, very nice week. And I think they did a great job. They didn't even have a driving range. So they built a driving range like 5 minutes away on like a football field or soccer field or whatever it was. So they built that just for the tournament, shuttled us there, shuttled us back. So it's just very, yeah, a lot of people involved. The entire golf course or golf club was involved in hosting that event.
Yeah, I remember speaking about this with Polly earlier in the year.
Yeah.
When she was in Wollongong, like the lack of, driving range facilities. Like obviously with Polly and Mark, I was joking that like, what? Are you gonna hit through a window like 400 yards away or something like that? Like, that's crazy. But so obviously that weekend in Wollongong, like it was a beautiful course. It was right beside the beach, wasn't it? And like it was like it looked like something off of like kind of like a postcard, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. No, the golf course was amazing. And then finally, I think after all the rain that we had the weeks before that, it was quite nice to play a couple of days and like nice weather too. And it was in great shape. I think they're redoing the golf course now, so I don't know, or maybe in a couple of years they're gonna redo it. But the facility, like the place, like by the beach with ocean view, is just it's hard to not build a nice golf course there.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was a running joke at the start of the year between like the players and stuff. There was the Ladies European Raining Tour. There was that much rain at the start of the year. Like how how annoying and difficult was that for you, obviously, because you would have been playing as well.
Well, I think, we get to Australia, an event gets canceled. Another one, then the second event, we get it shortened by a round. We couldn't play practice rounds. We're like walking the course. We played a golf course without having played it before, right? So then we get to South Africa, we get to Joburg, and it is a complete washout. There's just so much rain that I'm not even sure that did we play all rounds? I don't even remember, but it was like it was just going back into the clubhouse, going back out, going to the clubhouse. There was balls you couldn't find that were plugged by the side of the green and stuff. So we're like, okay, we get this tournament over with. We get to Cape Town, which is quite far away from Joburg. So you would think the weather is better. And I think first couple practice days, complete washout, like couldn't play. Just the golf course was like just soaked. Greens were wet and we're like, okay, this is getting a bit much. But it got a little bit better after that. And I think every time we had a situation like that, the grounds crew and stuff, they really made sure that we were able to have a tournament. Like in Coffs Harbour, the golf course didn't look playable. And during the tournament, it was actually fine. So it was just, they did an amazing job of like getting rid of all that water.
But then you come into the summer and it's like baking hot again, so it's okay. It kind of levels out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Especially with like obviously the Tenerife event, and then like even in like Czechia and stuff for like the Czech Ladies Open, it was like roasting, wasn't it? It was like
Yeah.
quite a lot.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it was quite nice there. So, but we deserved it after that start.
Yeah. And obviously as a German player to play in the German Masters as well. Like what's that like for you? Obviously playing in your home country when the Ladies European Tour comes back.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, I always joke and I say that this is the tournament that I'm driving to that's the furthest away from where I live, because it's a lot closer for me to go to like Switzerland and Czech and Belgium and all those places. But the golf course, obviously, they've had DP World Tour there a few times. Golf course is a good test. It's was in very good shape when we were there, and I think just to play at home, the biggest difference was, for example, from like our national team, like we had almost all our coaches there, we had like our physios there. Um, like stuff like that just makes a big difference. People that come, obviously Esther Henseleit played, so she's from there. So there's so many kids just coming, running up to the putting green because they wanted her to sign some stuff. And I think it's so cool to see how much that did to like German junior golf as well. And just for them to be able to see someone who has a medal at the Olympics competing in front of their homes. And I think it was great, yeah.
And the Green Eagle Resort, like in general, is a very, very tough golf course, isn't it? So like what was that like?
Yeah, it is tough. It's long. Obviously, we didn't play it quite as long as the guys. But then when we were playing the first day, they actually had to move up a few tee boxes because it got very windy and rainy. And then that makes it even longer than it was already on paper. So I think the conditions really made it tough to play in too. I remember on 10 being into the wind from the shortest tee box, like we were unable to hit it over the hazard. So we actually moved it up even more. Not sure you were able to see that on TV, but it was the only way for us to play the golf course because it's so tough. So I don't know if you're an amateur golfer. I don't know if that's the best golf course to start taking score. Maybe just go for the experience because obviously in great shape and good layout, but very, very hard.
And in terms of your overall summer, how's the experience been for you? Obviously, probably by this time, you already know that you're kind of coming towards the end of your career, but like, how was the experience like in the summer?
I think on the golf course, extremely disappointing, obviously frustrating, because even though I missed obviously a lot of cuts then, but I wasn't playing that bad either. It's like the level is so high, like if you're not on like your A- game, it's gonna be hard to like play on the weekend, right? And even if you do play on the weekend, like to play for something more than like a 50th place. So that was obviously quite disappointing in the like looking back that it was just a stretch of events where every week I felt like something else was not working out for me. Like one week I'd be driving it great and I'd be putting bad and I'd hit it worse. My short game was better. It was just kind of thing where I needed everything to come together a little bit more, which didn't really happen. But then on the other hand, I think I was still able to enjoy being out there and yeah, had nice moments and just be out there. I mean, the community on the LAT is incredible, right? We do spend a lot of time together outside the golf course as well. So yeah, I think I can still look back and say that I enjoyed the experience.
So, who would you say are your best kind of friends on tour?
I think Leonie Harm and Selina Zattelkau, we've gotten really close this year. The three of us, we don't live too far apart here either. So every now and then we can practice together and all that, and maybe drive to tournaments together every now and then as well. And we're usually on like similar flights and all that. So it's been really great sharing it with those two. But I think in general, there's so many girls that I really enjoy playing with or rooming with, and it wouldn't be fair to like only mention a couple. But I think in general, it's a very, very big community on the LET.
Um, have you got a favorite golf course from the ones that you've played on the LED? Like, is there one that sticks out in particular?
Oh, that's a very good question. Um, I'll have to think about that for a second. I think favorite country wise, it was definitely Australia. I just loved it there. It was an unbelievable time. Golf course wise, I think Erin Vale in Cape Town. It's really, really nice. Really enjoy going there. I'm gonna go with that one for now.
Uh, favorite favorite type of food like off the golf course.
Um, Mexican.
Hmm, interesting. I think quite a lot of people say, obviously Indian, Chinese, all that stuff, but like Mexican's interesting.
But I
Uh,
think if you ask the girls that are cooking themselves during a tournament week, I think the most cooked food is tacos, cooked or made food. Like I think everyone, every time we talk about food, it's like, what are you having tonight? Tacos. Like that's such a thing on tour to have tacos for dinner. So
fair enough, fair enough. Um, is there one thing, is there one thing in your career that you think you would have done differently, like looking back?
yeah, at the beginning, of 22 when I also had a little bit of status on Epson. And I was kind of going back and forth between, well, I played an event on Epson, then I came back to the LET, and I didn't really know what to do. And I ended up choosing the LET, which was good. But I think at the beginning, I should have tried to like play everything I got into instead of like trying to balance it.
And have you got so like growing up, was there any other sports that you enjoyed, or like any sports teams, etc.?
Well, I grew up playing tennis because my parents are both tennis coaches. So did that a lot. I love skiing, love watching soccer, just really anything sports related.
And obviously, just mentioning the football there, is there any specific team that you used to watch?
Eintracht Frankfurt, of course. Love going to the stadium, practicing right next to the stadium. No, really, really cool to go there.
Yeah, it's a very cool atmosphere as well. Like in
Yeah.
terms of it can get very, what's the word I'm trying to say, rowdy, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite an intimidating atmosphere at times. Um, Sorry, there's my coughing going again. So we'll finish off with probably one more question. So in terms of like, a dream four ball. So like you're included in this. If you had to choose anybody on tour or from any other sports.
Definitely Justin Rose. I mean, just I'm the biggest Justin Rose fan on this planet. So
Oh, Justin Rose is a legend, man. I love him.
yeah, I've met him once before at the tournament that he's hosting on Access, and it was such a great moment. I go Justin Rose. Well, tough question. Maybe Felix Neureuter, who's a very famous German skier. I don't know. Does
Okay.
that count? Can I go into other sports?
Yeah, sure.
And then I think I'm gonna go say my brother because he loves Justin Rose too, so it'd be great to like share it with him.
I thought you were going to say someone like, Bastian Schweinsteiger or someone like that.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: Bastian Schweinsteiger and Felix Neureuter are friends, so maybe he'll come along. Who knows?
No, there you go. No, fair enough. Right, Helen. It's been great to chat to you. I really appreciate your time, and obviously best of luck with whatever you do next in terms of the coaching and stuff. And hopefully hopefully it makes you happy again in the game.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was great to be on the podcast. All the best for you too.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, and sorry, before we go, German pronunciation is still not my go-to forte, so
I think you did well.
okay.
I'll give you
No,
that.
I appreciate that. Right, Helen, see you later. Hope you have a nice time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
See you later.